Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. You might as well get ready. I see nothing but pure explosion in the house. That's when you just look at this screen right here. It's really nothing that really needs to be said. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Cowboys OG Podcast, a brand new show full of flavor, full of wisdom, full of joy. And I ain't gonna say full of sadness because we OGs. Look, we done seen this. Look, when you've been through all these, when they say 30 years, we've been a part of all them 30 years. You understand? Look, when you say 30 years, that don't bother us at all. We done seen the good and the bad, so we just full of joy. We gonna be all right. We ain't like these young folks. We ain't finna die over this stuff. We done took blood pressure medication over the years. Some of us done had drinks, other stuff, I ain't gonna say nothing. But anyway, here we are, the OG. Ladies and gentlemen, when you look at this screen here up top, you got B Bird in the building. Right below him is the one and only my fraternity brother, Cowboy Joe. And we got a new member of the Cowboys OG podcast. Really needs no introduction at all. None at all. The great Coach Marv is in the building with us. It is time, and of course, y'all know who me. I'm big time. We are here to talk. What else? Cowboy content. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here to talk about. We ain't talking about no Philadelphia Eagles. We don't care nothing about the Eagles losing last night. We got to play them. So we that's just how we are. We got to beat them. We don't care nothing about nobody else beat them. We got to find a way to beat them. So we ain't here to talk about that. We're here to talk a little bit about the Jets. We are here to talk a whole lot about Carolina. That's our focus. That's our goal. And I didn't talk too much. Let me pass it on to Mike, the big B, my boy B Bird. What's going on, man?
Hey man, everything's good, man. It was a great week. Last Sunday was a good Sunday football. I want to start off by just thanking Coach Mark for joining us on his OG podcast. He's gonna bring a lot to it. So I want to say that at first, and just tell everybody out there, man, we appreciate y'all coming in. Y'all made this a popular show on Fridays, man. Been hearing a lot feedback from it, man. So we just appreciate everybody. Y'all can like and share, man. We'd even appreciate it even more. So we just here, man, just try to, on a Friday night, man, just going to discuss a little football. We might go back a little bit of history. Hey, all four of us, I think I'm safe to say that anytime we see the catch, it turns our stomach. So I think that tells you where we coming from.
Hey, Bird, I shouldn't even pass the mic to you. You going to talk about the catch. Good Lord. Matter of fact, look, let's mute him. Cowboy Joe, what's up?
So what's up? OG's just really excited to be on with the crew. Welcome, Coach Marv. Been a fan of his for a long time, and just looking forward to getting to know him better. And I actually just returned from an OG move. Now you know it's an OG move when you just drop your car off at the shop to get your oil changed. So that's an OG move. So just walking in from that. So bringing the OG spirit. So just looking forward to talking to you guys tonight.
Love it. Coach Marv in the building, my brother.
Man, it's a pleasure, man, to be with these guys, man. A pleasure to, the experience side of the Cowboy fan, the fandom. We all been fans when we knew the blueprint to winning.
Yes.
A lot of our fan base came in the last 30 years don't know the blueprint to winning, and that's the type of wisdom that we're going to try to give to this newer fan base. That wisdom of we know what it took and the grind it took to win. So it's a great honor to come and to share some our fandom, how we feel about certain things, man, because our voice matters, man. And we just put things out in the atmosphere, good things are gonna come. And we just, that's what we do, man. It's increased my fandom as I started this YouTube thing. So man, it'll be a great pleasure to have this conversation and give that information to the rest of the fans.
Awesome, man. Listen, we are glad to have all of you in the chat. Hey, light that chat up. listen, if you are, I'm looking at some of y'all saying y'all donating money. Okay. I don't know who you're sending it to. I don't know who channel that's on, but whoever channel that's on, they're the ones that got it. All right. And as we keep moving during this show, we will share where you can send your cash apps to. Gentlemen, if y'all want, y'all can put it in the chat yourselves there. I believe you can. You can put it in there, and then we're gonna also let you know exactly where to go, where to join, that subscribe to the channel there. Their channels. Coach Marv has a YouTube channel. I can go ahead and just say it now, Coach Marv Real Talk. And at some point, I'm going to send everybody over there to subscribe to his channel. Cowboy Joe and his son, who I see in the corner there. What up, Jules? I see you, dog. They have a tremendous podcast, father and son podcast. B-Bird, the Twitter king himself. I don't know how he get as many people as he do on Twitter, and I be trying my best. I don't know how. I mean, B-Bird got Twitter on lock for real, but he has a YouTube channel as well. We will put all of that stuff in, and I'm gonna go ahead and get it going. I see you, Coach Marv. I see you. Y'all put it there. I'm gonna put it in to the chat in just a second. Let's go ahead and talk, gentlemen. Let's give a quick review because nobody really don't want to talk about the Jets too much, but the last time they saw us was last Friday, and they haven't heard our response to the beat down that we put on the Jets last week. I'll go ahead and kick it off. I'll pass it on first, and I'll close it out because I'm ready to talk about Carolina myself. But Coach Marv, talk to us about. Let me confuse it. Let me confuse it with Coach Marv, because Coach Marv brilliant, but I want y'all to see this man's brilliance for how he operates, and he don't even know where I'm going. But watch what I tell you, Coach. Last week we talked about here, and I'm quite sure you talked about it on your show about particularly the defense and how horrible we looked on defense. And then I think Diggs started complaining, want to do a little bit more man. We had Sanborn leave out, and here comes James. We moved Murray into the middle linebacker spot. Wanye Thomas is at safety, and nothing goes over the top. Coach, from a coaching perspective, how pleased were you with the changes and about as far as James goes? Because I see a lot of people complain about James, understanding that he's a rookie and that was his really first time. But despite that, him running around with his hair on fire, I know he made mistakes, but he made mistakes at full speed. Just talk about, did you see a difference from a coaching perspective on our defense? I know we all know the offense was clicking, but I just want to hear Coach, because that was where we really saw the real change with the blitzes and the pressures and the sacks.
Let's go back to, I did my first game in Dallas. My first game I did in Dallas the week before against Green Bay. And I got a chance to see with my eyes on the field and then take it to the film afterwards. But, with my experience, I can watch the game on the field and see a lot more than a lot of other people, because I've been trained to do that, not look at the game as a fan, but look at the game as what's people doing.
Mm-hmm.
Our live show that we always do with Pulse Cowboys Sports. I mentioned to him with Green Bay, I mentioned that our defense was playing with no confidence. And in this game of football, confidence is golden. If you're playing with no confidence, I don't care what you're doing, is not going to be good. And then I started to see a little confidence start to form at the end of the Green Bay game. And then when we got that first stop in the defensive and when they drove the ball down in the Jets and we held them to a field goal, you start to see our confidence as a defense improve. And I think our confidence improve is because I've been saying since the offseason, and I think a lot of people, you're going to start seeing the coaching staff and a lot of the media get on this. That safety has been a problem for us for the last couple of years because of the fact it's a very impactful thing on a good defense. Mm-hmm. And I felt that our safeties had gotten older. They're injury prone. They're slow. And sometimes their football thing is not really well. So when they made the changes with James and Wanye Thomas, what we did is we upped our athleticism on the field. And we said, okay, don't worry about the experience. Let's up the athleticism on the field. And you start to see that pays some dividends, because when you got a guy like James that had almost 20 tackles, 15 tackles, even though he made mistakes, you're seeing the athleticism gets him in a place to make the tackles. You see Wanye Thomas come up and make some hits. You start to see Donald follow Wanye and make some hits. You start to see our secondary tackle a little bit better. And those things are confidence builders. And I think that's the things that I think the changes that I saw. And hopefully we can build upon that with some athleticism. And I think we got a little bit more athletic on defense, because the reason why the big plays been coming, fellas, is because it's three reasons. I always say this, and I end on this. It's three reasons why teams give up a lot of big plays. And I did a show on this. It's either undisciplined in alignment or assignment. You're either undisciplined in the way you line up or what you're supposed to do when you line up. Either you're not physical enough or have enough effort, which I did see a lot of effort tackling in Green Bay. And I did see physicality from my secondary. Or the third thing is you're not athletic enough. You just ain't got enough athletes and people. You could be right in alignment and assignment. You could have all the effort in the world, but people just still run right by you. Yeah. So we just fixed the athletic part a little bit, but now the confidence is coming. So I think the changes were good, and our Cowboy Nations just got to let this play out. Let these young guys, these athletic guys, play it out, and I think we'll be all right.
All right, love it. Come on, Cowboy Joe. What you think about the Jet game?
So I want to piggyback on what Coach Marv said. I think we made progress as a defense. You know, something big time you mentioned a couple of shows ago. You said that teams may be passing the ball on us, and they're not really testing our run defense. So Sunday, we did see some things in the run defense that they got to, tighten up on. I think the secondary played better. And, one thing I want to piggyback on what Coach Marv says, and I kind of noticed this, Coach Marv, during the Marinelli days, they didn't put an emphasis on the safety position. So Dan Quinn had to come back and rebuild a safety room. So what I'm hoping that the Cowboys do going forward, when you look at championship teams, NFL championship teams, they all have Pro Bowl safeties. All of the Cowboys teams that won big, they had Pro Bowl safeties from, Cliff Harris, Darren Woodson, Thomas Everett. James Washington should have been the MVP of the Super Bowl that year. And so what they're going to have to do is put an emphasis on safety. And I believe Wanye could be one of the guys. But Coach Marr, we need to just get some Pro Bowlers at the safety position. And I think it's going to help our defense overall. So I agree 100% with you with that.
Wow. E-Bird.
Yeah, Coach Marr brought some things up, and I'd like to kind of talk about that. And this, in a holistic standpoint, anytime you get a new defense, you got a learning curve. I'm talking about for the whole defense. And so it's probably just natural for them to get better as the year go on. So I think two things are coming together. They're in the defense a little bit more, but what Coach Marv said was right. Man, I told y'all last year, I think it was last year or year before, when Hooker picked up a fumble and it was a penalty on the play, but I saw him get ran down by a tight end. And I was like, that dude ain't that fast. I said, but I don't want that kind of guy being a safety, man. That guy has to be athletic. And I think what Coach Marv said is right. that if you can't, you might have it mentally, but also he's an older player. So, but if you can't physically get there, you can read the play all you want, but you can't physically get there. Then it's the same thing. And so what you almost have to do is you got to take these young players and say, hey, Cowboy Nation's going to be patient and say, hey, they're going to make some bad plays. They're going to make some misdiagnose some things. But if they still learning and still growing, then they'll grow into something, and we're still winning games or we're still in contention. Because I think everybody on the panel thought that Wanye should have been playing a lot more, a lot earlier, not just this year, but even last year than what he has. He did nothing to show that he shouldn't be playing. I don't know if it's a contract where they're trying to, Hooker's getting paid, so he's going to get preference over him. But I think the change is going to go. I know nobody wants injuries, man, but I think Boss said on his show, hey, it's up for these young guys to take these positions and own these positions. Just because somebody got hurt, it don't mean you're going to come back and get your job. If you're playing good enough, then you'll stay in that position. You got to go out there and show out. So back to the Jets game, my culmination of that is that's kind of what we're supposed to do to a Jet teams. But usually recently we've been getting those kind of games. We haven't been doing what we're supposed to do against those type teams. It's either been close or we've been losing the game. But we took care of business. I felt like our defense grew a little bit in that game, and I had a lot of confidence coming out of it from what they did. And one thing, Dak's playing on the MVP level. I know we're overlooking it, but we got our quarterback is cooking, man.
Yeah, and I guess I had to kind of go off that because I kind of directed Coach Marvin that vein, and I believe we really could just stay there, but we'd be wrong if we didn't say anything about Dak and the way this offense is running. I mean, kudos to Schottenheimer. You can never displace the fact that, listen, man, we have 4 backup linemen. And listen, we old enough to know where if Tyron Smith missed a game, the whole offensive line was just done. I mean, we saw
right.
If Zach Martin, the health of Zach Martin, missed the game, it just messed up. So 4 backup linemen were in there, and we didn't miss a beat. Matter of fact, we stayed the same. We scored. Dak Prescott jersey was just as clean as it was in warm-ups. He didn't hit the ground. I think they gave him somebody got a sack at the end of the game that they called. But other than that, the man didn't hit the ground. He was not really pressured. To be honest with you, he just had a great game. Javonte Williams, what more can you say about him? Who's just surprising everybody. I mean, he's really going off. And kudos to Schottenheimer. One of the things that he promised at the beginning of his tenure in the offseason was the word physicality that kept coming up. He's done it. I got to give him full credit. He hadn't fell in love with the shotgun a whole lot. He does keep the running game going. I think we can run the ball a little bit more. But so far, he is a man of his word, and I got to give credit to him because he's calling great plays. I mean, it's the number 1 offense in the league. It don't get no higher than that. So he's doing a super, super, super job on that, which leads now to this. And I'm going to let y'all take this however way y'all want to. So we got some big news today. If y'all haven't heard in the chat, it is some potential big news. Well, I'm saying it is. Yeah. And that is that Miles Sanders is done for the year. I'm quite sure most of you have heard it.
Breaking news.
He's done for the year. And what that means now is that Phil Maffa is still on IR. You got Jadon Blue, and you have Malik Davis on the practice squad. Those are your guys as of right now. Me personally, and I'll pass it on. I love Javonte, but Javonte is his first rodeo since all the injuries he had. And right now he can take the load, but I don't think he's designed to take the whole load. And I don't know if Jadon Blue is just actually ready to go, but it looks like that he's gonna be forced to be that guy. And he has talent, y'all. But we just haven't seen it come to fruition. But he's gonna have to step up now. I just pass it on to what's up, Jay Wood? I see you. Even though you say the Panthers gonna win, they ain't gonna happen. But I'll get to that in a minute. B Bird, we'll start it with you. The running back room. What you think really need to happen here? We know who our starter is, but from our number 2, I think we know it's gonna be Blue. But do we need some more help, or are we waiting, or do we need to call Malik up, Mr. Davis up, or do we need to make a move here?
Well, one thing too, if you look at what Javonte Williams is giving you, and you say, if Javonte Williams go down, do we have anybody that's suited to give us that kind of production? At this point, we don't have anybody that can do that. So what you say is, I mean, you talked about this offline, big time. I think the NFC is wide open, man. I really do. I think anybody, we don't know we can't predict who's going to be in the NFC Championship game nor the Super Bowl from the NFC, which tells me that you got a chance. But I think what you do is you have to almost insure yourself. And I often use Pickens, how we insured ourselves by getting a pseudo number 1 as our number 2. And what that says is that even if CD goes down, we still have a number 1, viable number 1. Well, running backs, if you go get one off somebody's roster, it doesn't take you cost you that much, right? Because they still devalued. To me, they hold a lot of value with me, but the league still devalues them. So you probably can go get somebody off of a roster that's doing split carries with someone off one of these teams that are struggling right now, and they're probably not going to make the Super Bowl. They want a draft pick, a lower draft pick, or something like that. But I wouldn't mind doing that. But I think the Cowboys are going to try to see what they got in Blue. May bring up Davis and just see where they go from there. But I am all for looking at the landscape of the conference and seeing if we can compete. Yes, the offense can compete. The defense has a way to go and say, hey, if we can compete, then let's go and insure ourselves. Because what can happen if Javonte goes down? Well, we have nobody to replace what he gives us. So, yeah, I would actually look around. I don't mind them maybe this game, maybe next game, seeing what the guys in house can do. But if you feel like they can't do it, then go get somebody that can.
Cowboy Joe, do we got enough now? Or do you think we need to make a move, go get somebody? Or do you think that should we call Mr. Davis up and then let's just roll with those 3?
So we talked about Malik Davis on our last show. It's a mystery why he's not already active and hasn't been active. So he would be one of the people I would look at for sure. I think I'm in favor of Blue, getting some playing time just so he can get the experience. He's not somebody that I will rely on. But if we're going to look outside the organization, so I got 2 guys, well, actually 3. So obviously Breece Hall is one of them. We saw him last Sunday. He looked really good. I don't think it's going to take a lot to get him. And then the other one is Achane from Miami. He's a guy that I liked in that draft. We took Schoon, and Achane was there. All we had to do was just draft him, and we needed a back. And we drafted Schoon. And then the other one is I started seeing some things about Tony Pollard. Now, Tony Pollard may not be a power back, but I wouldn't be opposed to bringing him in because it's not going to cost a lot. So, yeah, I think you got it right. And we're not talking about a major injury. What if Javonte just, gets a hamstring injury, or he, gets your high ankle sprain and he's out 3 or 4 games? So I think there's more of a sense of urgency. That was breaking news for me about Sanders. I hadn't heard that. So, yeah, we got to have a sense of urgency. And like B-Bird said, right now, we're honestly right in the thick of things as far as competing for a division title. We saw New York last night, Scatterboo. I didn't like Scatterboo in the draft, but yeah, I think at this point, guys, it has to be a sense of urgency to make a move now to do something at the running back position.
Coach, what do you think we need to do on this one? This is interesting.
Hey, yeah, I like it. This, and I was just talking with someone about that today. Now, I hope I'm one of the people to start, because I talked about bringing Tony Pollard back. Maybe I think on the live stream, and I posted that something before. When I try to get ideas out, I make sure I speak upon it, because I think Tony Pollard would fit this system, fit what we need to be as a split carry back. We have to be very careful when you get a running back in here, because fit is just as good, is just as important than just being a playing ability. You can get the wrong fit person in here that says, I want to be number one and I want more carries, and that can mess up your whole chemistry on your offense. It's a very important thing. When you have a locker room, you can't bring in guys from outside that's bad fits, because they can destroy a locker room. So when you talk about when Williams has earned the right to be the number one, he's earned the right to be the number one running back. Now, whatever you want to say, he's earned that right. So, and I think if you get a guy in here, which I think we need to get a veteran guy, yes, Tony Pollard fits the criteria. Let me tell you why. One, he understands about running the split backfield. Matter of fact, he was splitting time in Tennessee. He understands he's unselfish. He understands his role. He understood it when he was here, when he was with Ezekiel Elliott. Two, he's our guy.
Been here.
We drafted him. So he's still our guy. Even though he left, he's still our guy.
Yeah.
When they go through the evaluation, we like the Clay like to do this psych evaluation to see if they're the right type of guys. Tony Pollard fits that mold. They won't have no problem with that. Three, he understands the lay of the land. You ain't getting no guy to come in here to have to learn Dallas and have to get comfortable. He probably still got a house in Dallas, right? So he knows the lay of the land. Plus, Schottenheimer knows this guy. So this would be a seamless, quick fix. Plus, Tony Pollard is a very good blocker. He is a tough runner, and he will make plays. You put him behind this offensive line, he will make plays. I think he got a bad rap here. He did well, but I think our expectations was way over. But I think if you put him with Williams, you would have a great tandem. Malik Davis kind of makes me think. Because Malik Davis, you're right. I don't see why. Because Malik Davis ran really good in the preseason. He is a really good running back. I just think you need, and I say what makes a name? Opportunity makes a name. That's all that makes a name. I think people get on this name thing, but everybody who got a name out there had to have opportunity. Once you get an opportunity, what you do with your opportunity is what makes your name. All right? Yep. So if Malik Davis get a chance, he will make a name. But let's be honest about this running game. The second running back is only getting about 5 carries or 4 to 5 carries a game.
Yep.
That's when that's all in all the games. So the first guy getting the 14 to 15, 16 carries, the other guy, I don't care if he's healthy or what, he's only getting 4 to 5 carries. So that's what we're probably going to see from Blue. But as he gets more carries, we may start to see something of him. But I really do think we need to go out there and get a veteran ploy. But I would love to see the momentum picks up to go get Tony Pollard, because I went out there and saw some rumor mills on him, and they said that the Tennessee Titans feel, and I posted it on Twitter, they feel that he's a movable asset. And his contract is good. He's a movable asset, and I'll guarantee he would love to get out of Tennessee back to Dallas to be in a playoff run and to be on a good team. But let me say something about Dak Prescott. I know y'all talked about this. Dak Prescott is playing well because of the offense having a physical presence to it.
Absolutely, Coach. Absolutely.
So it's not with him having a physical presence to the offense, and then he's getting big run plays by Williams. He doesn't feel pressed to make every play. See what I'm saying? And the physical presence is the Dallas Cowboys have thrown more play action passes, direct play action passes this year in 5 games than they did all of the last two seasons. And they're going from under center, which that gives you with a good running game, and you go from under center, it automatically makes people step up when the quarterback turns his back to them. They automatically gonna step up. I don't even care if you fake the ball. They're gonna automatically step up, which is giving Jake Ferguson, as we start running the ball better, Jake Ferguson is gonna get better catches and more touchdowns. So we have to remember what makes Dak putting him in MVP level. And we can't let our fan base say, okay, Pickens is good and he's doing well, but when we get CD Lamb and get away what's making Dak good, thinking that if we go all pass happy, that he's going to stay at that level, it's going to drain him. I.e., this is the same thing. I think the fan base talked Philadelphia into a bad type of game plan, and now they're losing. I don't want to see us let our fan base move us into something that we don't need to go into. This is what makes Dak good, this physical presence.
So, Coach, I want to say something that you said. It was interesting because you said Malik Davis played good in preseason. Dude, they got him off the street and he played good in preseason. I mean, he didn't even have any training camp. So that's one thing. And one thing you said, man, and anybody can expound on this. This offense it feels more physical. Like, I don't mind going to cold weather places with this offense because I think that I just feel like the line is more physical. I feel like the running back is more physical. I feel like we're being offensive. We're actually attacking the defense. And it's just something that's different. I feel like we haven't had that in a while. And if anybody want to expound on what they're seeing that's different out there, because I just see it from a viewpoint of, man, we're taking the fight to people. And it's been a while since we've taken a fight to someone, man. We've been more of a finesse type offense. So if anybody can expound on that, just tell me, where are we getting that from?
Yeah, I can tell you why that. Anytime you work listen, I know people hear the word play action pass, and a lot of people take, play. Listen, a play action pass scheme makes you physical because most of your pass blocking is not just sitting up and setting up and letting the guy do a rush thing. We're seeing our linemen pulling and we're throwing the ball. We're seeing our linemen doing aggressive two-step blocking techniques, which in most play action passes, you very rarely, defensive line don't like play action passes because they don't usually get sacks in play action passes. Your sacks go down way down in a play action pass because if you come off the ball a little bit, you stop the defensive lineman feet, and then you got to start all over again. So play action pass makes you a more physical because it's always it's an attacking type offense. So then when you start running the plays that you play action passing off of, you get into a physical nature, and you're not what Big Show like to say, we're not sitting back and waiting for people to run us over. We're going out and attacking. This is what Schottenheimer has always been in as a play action pass scheme, which is always a physical scheme of offense.
Attacking.
And guess who runs the play action pass scheme? 49ers. 49ers do very, very regularly do straight drop back. Everything is all play action pass.
Yeah.
Huh?
And Coach, I just wrote that down. Before you said it, I said, man, San Francisco does play action pass, but you know what they are? They're a physical team. They've never not been physical. But that makes sense, man, because 49ers, that's why they winning now, because they just a physical team, man. And so that makes a lot of sense.
It's a play action pass scheme, and it's less sacks. Your quarterback that gives you a quarterback, you get less pressures. And your offensive linemen love it because if you got it worked against Green Bay. If you got a Michael Parsons and you're telling Terrence Steele that we were in the play action pass, and I want you to fire out at him for the first step or so, and then stop his feet, and then we gonna drop back and we gonna make the pass. He loving that because once he stopped Michael Parsons' feet, Then Michael Parsons got to start up again.
Yep.
That gives Dak another second and a half, 2 seconds to get the ball off. That's why Michael Parsons was almost getting there because that play action skill slowed him down for at least a second and a half for the ball to get out. And the ball's coming out on time. It is hard to be able to sack a play action pass game. That's why Michael Parsons never did great against San Francisco because they ran everything play action pass. They're not going to allow a defensive end to kill them. If they run a play action pass, you're going to have a great defensive end, but they're going to limit his effect on the football game.
Yeah. Let me pop it in. Hey, but let me stop and pause for the calls. I need everybody in here, number one, to hit that like button. Whatever you're watching this from, wherever channel you're on, hit that like button. That's the first thing. Second thing is I'm going to pass this around very quickly, and I know that some of you are comfortable now, but these are my brothers, and I want their channels to explode. We're getting closer. Some of them are getting closer to the 1,000 subscriber mark. Coach Marv is there. Jules and Joe, my fraternity brothers, they're growing. B Bird's channel is growing. Let's push them up real quick. If you're on my channel, I need everybody quickly to leave my channel. I ain't even worried about the views. I need everybody to go quickly to Coach Marv Real Talk. Coach Marv Real Talk. B Bird just put his in there as well. Coach Marv Real Talk. Just search this on YouTube. Coach Marv Real Talk. I need that. Thank y'all. I see y'all leaving. Good. Go to Coach Marv Real Talk. Let's go to his channel. When you get there, please subscribe to it. Do that. And once you finish there, I need all of you to go to this. And I'm going to put it up here. It's already in the chat because I put it there. I'm going to put it here on the screen. I know y'all can hear me. That right there, look on the screen. That is Cowboy Joe and his son Jules, the Father and Son podcast. I need you to go to that link. It's in the chat. I put it there. It's under the big time thing. All you got to do is click that and then go and subscribe to his channel. Okay. First thing first, go to Coach Marv channel. Please go there and subscribe to Coach Marv's channel. Then go to here to Father and Son podcast. Go there and then B Bird, who just put his up. His is the last comment in the channel. His is the last comment in the channel. You'll see it there. All you have to do is click on to that. Click on to that. It's in your chat there. Subscribe to his channel as well. Let's go ahead and boost all these channels up as much as we can to get our brothers where we need to be so they can be eligible for everything. The super chats, the memberships, all of that stuff. And that way we can do all that as well, okay? I see something in here. I'm going to have to copy that. Let me see if I can get that done there, Coach. See if I can get there. Let me get Coach Marv in the chat there real quick. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Okay, let me get that real quick. I'm building the plane, y'all, while I talk. So y'all be patient.
Can I say something while
Go ahead.
you building that plane?
I'm building. Go ahead.
So we touched on some things earlier that I wanted to go back because it was some great comments about the safety play. One, I would love to say this. When Dan Quinn got here his first year, which I think it was the best defense we done had in a long time, that first year that we went to the playoffs, it was a great defense performance job by Dan Quinn because we had 8 new starters, 9 new starters. Plus, we got 2 guys that were starters that was for the first year. And that's the year Curse and Donald Wilson had their best years. Mm-hmm. And they got contracts after that. And our defense was the best. I think that was our best defense in Dan Quinn. I'm not saying another way, but I think that's was the best. And we didn't have no great defensive line. We had a bunch of rookie guys. We had Osa rookie. We had Carlos Watson, which was just he ain't went all that great, and we had a lot of rookie guys, and we had gave Anthony Brown a chance to start, and I think that defense played San Francisco that year, and Randy Gregory first year really starting. They went and played very well, but the penalties just killed us in that game.
We had 15, 16.
Our safeties played, and when our safeties played well, ever since then, our safety play has regressed every year. And this is why I think Donald and Malik Hooker, I think Malik Hooker came into us that first year, I think after 4 games, because remember he came in, we checked him out, and then we brought him back and he played for us at the end. So he played well that year, but every year since then, our safety play has regressed. And as our safety play regressed, our defense regressed.
Mm-hmm.
We started exposing our linebackers more. And I tell people, because a lot of people, and I think B-Bird said this about devaluing running back. Safeties, they devalue too. Safeties are devalued because we think it's all about corners. And when we point out that every great defense have a great safeties. If you got great safeties, it's like I posted on Twitter, because I think Corey Media is starting to see what I was talking about with safeties, because we're talking about linebackers. Safeties and linebackers play hand in hand. And if you got good safeties, they make linebackers better, and linebackers make safeties better. If one of them are lacking in aggressiveness and speed or ability, it makes both of them look bad, and they control the middle of your defense. And my father taught me this. My dad wasn't a coach, but my dad played baseball. He was a sports mind, and he told me this. And it's been my knowledge. He said, boxing, football, baseball, basketball, any sport you do, the people that win the middle of the field,
that's right,
or the middle of the boxers who control the middle of the ring, the ones that control the middle of their body, right? If you control the middle, you have a better chance to win. You have to be strong up the middle. The outsides are only a product of how strong you are in the middle.
So,
and linebackers are part of your middle of your defense.
So here's one of the things that I'm concerned about with our front office, our GM, and our scouting department guys. And I'm going to say something that's kind of controversial. So a lot of people, they really like the Rob Marinelli scheme. I wasn't a fan of Rob Marinelli. One of the main reasons I wasn't a fan of his defense is because he never put the emphasis on having a Pro Bowl safety. He had Jeff Heath. Barry Church was one of our safeties. He was an undrafted free agent. The other thing that happened,
he was slow too.
The other thing that happened when they brought in Eberflus, I started having Marinelli flashback, because the front office, they tend to listen to what the coaches want, which I think they have it backwards. So the front office, they need to just say, no matter what, we're looking for Pro Bowl safeties, plural, all the time. We're not going to be okay with free agents, whatever the case may be. I got my eye on the safety from Ohio State at the moment, but they need to update the safety room, Coach Marv. And what they also need to do is take charge of this linebacker room. So we have to get our linebackers and our safeties at a Pro Bowl level. That's when our defense is going to take the next step. When you see what's happening at linebacker now, remember, the front office, they had multiple chances to sign Bobby Wagner, and they just refused to. They didn't want to do it because the front office, they don't believe that safeties and linebackers, B-Bird, are a priority. They're just okay with just having guys there. So to your point, Coach Marv, for us to take the next step, they're going to have to address it, because think about this. I talked about this earlier. Every Super Bowl team, including the Cowboys, on defense, Coach Marv, they have Pro Bowl linebackers and Pro Bowl safeties. Our front office has gotten away from that, so we have to get back to that. And my concern about Eberflus, I'm not sure that Eberflus and Marinelli, if they require Pro Bowl safeties and linebackers. That's my controversial take.
Can I say something? Do you know why Eberflus left out of here?
Oh, Marinelli or Eberflus?
Eberflus left because
Oh yeah.
him and Marinelli wasn't particularly on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
And Eberflus wanted to be the defensive coordinator here. And that's why he left out of here, because of the fact that he wasn't on the same page as Marinelli. I think the only thing, and to go back to when you say controversy, I think Jason Garrett's biggest flaw was he rode with Marinelli too long. I believe Jason Garrett's offense was good enough to win. I believe that Jason Garrett his offense was physical enough. I think the defense failed Jason Garrett from winning here in Dallas. And I think he went with Marinelli too long. And if he went off of Marinelli earlier, I think they could have had a better record here in Dallas. A lot of people don't understand that. I think that was, and I think you were right about the secondary with Marinelli. He had a cancer back there when he had Standrick. Standrick was a cancer. He made that whole secondary not tackle. He wasn't no tackle. And I told him when he left Dallas, I said he was going to be a fraud. And when he left Dallas, everybody else called him a fraud. That's why he didn't stay in the league for 2 years after that. But again, I think the linebackers are better than what we think they are. The linebackers are playing with, and the linebackers getting better every game. Now, one thing I can say about Eberflus, wherever he's at, he'll have the linebackers together. That's his forte.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he was in Chicago, when he was at Indianapolis, wherever he's been, their linebackers have been young and they progressed to be some dogs. So I'm not worried about the linebacker. But I really think that there is a change in the guard of the safety position. They have some younger guys that they're bringing in here that are more athletic, and I think that I really do think that Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker, they won't be here next year because both of their contracts are up. They won't be here next year. I don't even think Malik Hooker will never be on the field again for the Cowboys after this injured stint. And Dono sees the handwriting on the wall for himself. That's why his shoulder has gotten better. His elbow got better in the last day or so because he knows if he miss a game, that's it. So I really believe they're trying to get bigger. You got to get bigger and faster at safety. Yep. We are small and slow. Yeah. And then when I heard somebody say about the smart thing, I really exploded about the safeties, and I think I was on your show, Big Show. Remember, I told you about safeties, and the next game they just look horrible, right? I told you on your show. I said, when I got veteran safeties, I'm playing you because you're a veteran and you've been playing with another guy for 3 or 4 years. And it's not too many different coverages and a different defense. And when I see you confused and I see my whole secondary confused, when I used to coach, if the secondary is confused, I'm not even worried about the cornerback. It's the safety's fault because they run the back end. Yeah. So if somebody misses a coverage, I do not go to the corner. I do not go to the slot corner. I do not go to the off corner. I'm going to the safeties right there and saying, did you communicate what we need to do? Because that is your job. So when I got you out there and you the veteran guy, and I'm saying you got a veteran guy, and I know you're not as fast, I know you're not as physical, but I'm working on your experience. And when you don't give me that, you got to go.
Yeah.
You got to go now. It's no. If I can't get the experience out you, I'd rather go young and go with some guys that can run and hit, and we'll work on the head stuff later on.
We'll work
on that as we go.
Let me interject in on this then, because I did hear something that I did not like this week from Coach Schottenheimer, and it's going to lead to even in a couple of weeks now. We will be cheering when CD comes back. No question. We'll be opening him with open arms. If you didn't hear Coach Schottenheimer this week, what he said was he's old school. And he said that he does not believe in people losing their jobs to injury. If based off of that, then there's good news and then there's bad news. I just gave you a piece of the good news. CeeDee Lamb is coming back eventually. We know he needs to play. However, based off of what he just said, it also means that Jack Sanborn is going to come back too. All right. So I mean, you can't have the good without the bad. So if that is the case, we all have seen enough.
Yeah.
Sanborn. I think everybody in the chat, everybody on the panel, probably saying the same thing. But if that is the case, here's my dilemma. What if James comes in this week and looks better than he did this week, which I'm expecting that? And no, it may not be 15 tackles and all that type of stuff, but the defense shut stuff down. We got the punter to punt the ball 3 more times instead of punting only once a game. We got a few 3 and outs, and it is because of better linebacking play, better safety play. You know, it all works together. Not a hero ball, whatever. But what I'm saying is, when the better personnel is on the field, and if Schottenheimer is saying, well, the guy get his job back. If Sanborn comes back at the expense of James sitting down, I got a real problem.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I got a real problem. And let me go and say this. If that is the case, anybody notice like me that there have been no over-the-top plays since Wanye Thomas got in the game?
Absolutely.
To the Green Bay
I
game.
know.
No, there's been no 25+ yard plays
Yeah.
on the top. There's been stuff underneath that turned into that. But there's been nothing over the top. There's been no real blown assignment. So what happens when Hooker gets better? Are we talking about him coming back or he get his job back when your defense obviously looks better? So I will cross that bridge when we get there. But I just want y'all to know, for those that didn't know in the chat, and listen, this is what your coach said, that he does believe that people deserve their job back. I don't want to see Sanborn back. I'm sorry, I've seen enough.
Can I give you the coach's respect on that?
Go ahead, coach. I already know. That's why you here.
Let me give you coach's respect. It is always known to say that if you're playing, and listen, this is what he said, but this is what is really said to players, and players understand this. If you're playing well and you get hurt, you don't lose your job. And here we go. Let's say this again. Let me say it again. How it's said to the players. If you're playing well and you get hurt, you don't lose your job.
If you're playing well, key thing.
They don't tell a player that, listen, man, you don't go out and tell a player if he playing bad, he get hurt, he get a job. Listen, man, you don't tell. Listen, you're honest with your players. If you're playing well and you get hurt, I'm going to give you the opportunity to continue to play well. Now, if you're playing mediocre or bad and you get hurt, you're going to get an opportunity to come out there. You may get an opportunity, maybe your leash is so short, you may get 1 play, 2 plays, and it don't work. Oh, that's it. Here we go. And you're going to have to show me in practice that you have not only come back and that your play is even better in practice to afford you to get that opportunity again. Listen, man. One thing about players know. Listen, Sanborn, if you got him at the wheel or the wheel, which he played mostly in Chicago, he's probably better if you got him in a specific space, but not in the middle of the field where he has to range too much space.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people talking bad about him, but when I watch film on, I don't see that bad. I see some bad points because of his athleticism, but he has some good plays as well, right? But he doesn't give you the speed that you need to have. But with these other players, again, Sanborn, listen, you don't think Sanborn see James coming along and how fast James getting to the ball and how he playing? Listen, man, these guys see the other guy practicing in practice, they know that, hey, they probably saying, dog, damn, that guy right there look good. Ooh, Lord, ooh, he got there. Yeah. They understand that. So when it's time to come back, right, they understand that he gave James some 2 or 3 games to play. Sanborn know that if he get a couple of games to play and get some experience, my days are numbered. And listen, I have said this before, and y'all, if anybody been watching my shows, one of the words that I put on my show, and I said, if we want to win a championship, and for you to be a good football team, it takes a word called sacrifice. For anything good to happen, it takes sacrifice. And at this point, there's going to be some sacrifices to say, hey, I can't get as many players. This guy is better for our team to get things done. And I believe that these guys that got hurt, they're going to understand that, because if these guys get experience and keep playing well and we start to gel, don't worry about that. That's the least of our worries, because if they do come back, their leash is going to be so short that they ain't going to take about half a misplay and they go.
I hope so.
Yeah, because your team is going to be, your team going to, listen, they're going to understand that. They're going to understand that. And they're not going to be able to take the pressure of the rest of their teammates to say, oh, I'm out here, because I know I ain't better than the other guy. Nah.
So
when the teammates get there and say, talk to them, they'll be like, man, they let the other guy play.
So you should, as a head coach, I don't think you should ever have a hard and fast rule that if a guy loses his job, I mean, it's always context and different things, man. I mean, like Coach said, if guys playing bad, I mean, how's the next guy that played for you? How's he playing? Is he playing better? I mean, will we have Brady? Good thing Belichick didn't say that when Bledsoe got hurt, right? And so that like you can never that statement there. I don't like that statement, because you should never have a hard and fast rule about playing. What you should do is evaluate it. If this guy's gotten his chance and he comes in and he plays well, then he's earned more time. This thing is about winning, man. We got to put the best team out there. We're not trying. Loyalty lands. If I'm a coach, I'm loyal to my best players. I'm going to put my best players out there. Like last week, if Flournoy comes back this week and have a game similar to what he had last week, now we got to start talking about him getting more playing time. And that's going to be at the expense of somebody else's playing time. But he's earned that, man. That's why you get this thing about earning your way onto the field. And so I don't like that comment, because I don't want to see Wanya Thomas go back to the bench. I like to see that athleticism out there. I think our safety play Hooker, I think he's just not a good athlete anymore, man. And so when you get a Wanya out there, like y'all said, I don't know, Coach, you could tell me, or Big Time, or y'all can tell me, but we have not seen a lot of those big pass plays that we saw earlier in the year since Wanya's been in the game.
It's not happened, and I don't think that it will happen.
I don't think so.
The film is shown.
I don't even think it was a big pass.
I think Kobe and Coach probably saying the same thing. The film shown, if you watch the film, Wanya he's just not going to let nothing get over the top. And so all that heavy play action and the quarterback taking pictures before he throw the ball and letting his receivers run the big, deep routes, that's not happening. It's covered. So that's why they're checking down and all that type of stuff. We've been on here almost an hour. Go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry.
Can I say this about it? And this is the biggest misconception about. Yeah, we did get some big passes in Chicago, 2 big passes. Green Bay had. Do y'all know the stat? I put out a stat and said, when I was at the Green Bay game, and I was with one of my friends that have been over 50 years. He was a Green Bay fan. And matter of fact, I had the people in the stands like looking at me saying, well, how you already knew that? So I said, listen, Green Bay did a plan that says we're not going to throw the ball deep. What's been hurting us more is they say your secondary don't want to tackle. Mm-hmm. They don't want to get off blocks. They're not willing tacklers. They're not going to come up there and make tackles. They're going to give you extra yards. Do y'all understand that Green Bay had 3 passes where the ball traveled over 10 yards in the air? Mm-hmm. And one of them was on the first possession. He threw a 45-yard pass down the field. For the rest of the game, he only completed 2 more passes where the ball was in the air over 10 yards. Do y'all understand that Philadelphia only completed 1 pass where the ball went over 12 yards in the air? 1. So what that tells you everybody's game plan against our defense was.
Yeah.
Throw the ball underneath. They're not going to tackle you. Still going to get your big plays. Throw it over top every once in a while, but throw it underneath, and you're gonna get, because they're not willing to tackle. They're not going to plan on tackle, and this is where I say Wanye Thomas is better than Malik Hooker, not because of pass coverage, is because Wanye is going to come up and he's going to see it, he's going to go get it, and he's going to be physical in his play.
He will.
And what that does is make now Donovan Wilson see the other guy going at it, and guess what? You either got to go or you're going to look bad.
Yeah.
Tackling has been our problem in the second. That is what that's the number 2 reason I said when I say the 3 reasons. Number 2, physicality and effort. Physicality and effort, I think Green Bay completed, the quarterback from Green Bay, Love, was 31 for 43, right? He completed 28 out of 28 passes with the ball traveled 6 yards or less.
Yeah.
28 passes of his 31 completions with the ball traveled 6 yards or less.
Sure.
So they said that you're not going to tackle. We're going to throw the ball underneath. How many screen passes they threw? They threw 100 screen passes. Exactly. They threw ball behind line scrimmage. And they got yards because we were not going to tackle. And when you don't have tackling safeties, it makes your corners, which they're not tackling. Elam, I think we need to find a way to get Elam off the field because he gives us nothing. You always talk about Diggs. Elam gives us nothing. So we got to get tackling better in the secondary. We get more physical in the secondary. Then I ain't worried about people going over top, and it would improve our pass rush because you're not going to pass rush a team if they throwing 28 or 28 with the ball going 5 yards. You could bring 5 Michael Parsons in here, and you still won't get to the quarterback if he's throwing the ball less than 10 yards in the air.
Oh, yeah. Real quick.
That's not going to happen.
Yep. Exactly.
So, Noob, you were about to say something?
Yeah, I'm about to go ahead and switch. We've been an hour in. We ain't got to Carolina. And so let's go ahead and get to that real quick, and then we'll close out with that. First of all, everybody hit that like button for us again. Everybody hit that like button for us again. Go into the chat, find the channels, different channels, subscribe to all these channels here, and we would appreciate all of that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have, let's call it like it is. Philadelphia lost yesterday, which then makes our game a big game. If we pull it off, I believe we're only one game out of the win column for them. We've lost the same amount of games. That tie that we had with Green Bay is, as most of us knows, is probably going to come into play a little bit later on. Don't know how that's going to happen, but for now, we'll close that lead down to a one-game lead with Philly. One game down. So let me just put it like this, Cowboy. Joe, we'll start off with you. Give me if you want to go offense, defense. Let's try to do it quickly here because I think we try to dedicate ourselves to about an hour, 20 minutes, an hour, 30 minutes, maybe. Let's give the keys or whatever you feel like we need to do to get this win in Carolina.
So I think we need to just do a better job against the run. We kind of slipped on the run defense last week, but I kind of see this game. It kind of shapes up like the Jets game. They got some players that can hurt us. They got Ted over there. We got Rico Dow coming in, but I'm so confident with Dak right now. And so the key to the game is just going to be how many 3-and-outs we can get defensively. Can we get Carolina off the field, 3-and-outs, 6-and-outs? If they give Dak the ball enough, I just think that they're not going to be able to stop us. And what happened in Chicago, that Chicago game is still kind of lingering out there, guys. What happened in that Chicago game, we just couldn't get them off the field and get the ball back to Dak. So the key to this game is defensively, we just got to get them off the field, 3-and-outs, 6-and-outs. And I think this game is going to be probably 30, 10, 30, 16, something like that. I feel real good about what we're doing offensively. So defensively is the key. This season, we're going to be talking about this every Friday. It's the defense. And you just cannot call yourself a good defense and have Sanborn on the field. I'm sorry. You just can't. So you're going to have to just keep making smart decisions with your personnel. And then we'll be competitive in this division and with the rest of the league.
All right. Baby Bird, talk to me.
Yeah, so I think it's another weekend where we have an unaccomplished quarterback. I mean, we have Bryce. He's been struggling since he's been there. He hadn't gotten his footing yet. I love that. You know what I'm saying? I like quarterbacks that, you know, can't just throw the ball around for 300-400 yards, 4 touchdowns. So I think this game shapes up. We had an unaccomplished quarterback last week also. This game shapes up like that game to me. I mean, we're the better team. Again, we played down the competitions over the years, but hopefully we're that this is a sign. Last week is a sign that we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to come in and take all these games and give them, you know, like Eddie Robinson, the Grambler used to say, smash a gnat with a sledgehammer. Hey, let's just give. I don't care how good they are, how bad they are. We're gonna give them everything we got. So I think we should come out ahead in this game. I don't see much there that scares me from their offense to our defense, to be totally honest with you. And if Dak continues to play like he does, and we had wide receivers step up, definitely Pickens has been a great addition because it doesn't allow the fall off from CD to be that great. We can just get everybody to play like they did last week, man, and come out and understand the moment like we're in this team. I think we can. I think we should score in the 30s and have them maybe in the 20s, similar to what it was last week. So I think we ought to. I've thought this before. I think we should handle the business down there, but we've been to places like Jacksonville a few years ago that we're supposed to handle business. We hadn't done it. So hopefully this will be kind of a showing that Shotty is changing the culture here, and we're coming in and we're going to take care of business like we did last week.
Coach.
Y'all,
Interesting.
y'all, and this is where and I was just talking to a Cowboy fan, man. This is where our Cowboy fandom is sometimes too overconfident because we're starting to say that we are starting to feel that we're in the top echelon and we are playing teams in a lower echelon bracket. But we are what our record is, and basically our records are basically the same. I disagree about the quarterback. The quarterback for Carolina is playing much better. They wouldn't be talking about trading him now at all. He's starting to play like what he's what he's supposed to be, and he's on a progression up. It's very hard, people, to play 2 back-to-back road games as an NFL team. That doesn't usually work well on the second of a back-to-back road game. This game, I just want to see us grind out. We got to understand we're playing this game with a vast amount of injuries. Even though we played with some guys that were backups and we saw about the offensive line. Yes, the offensive line played well, but when you watch film, you start to see a lot of stuff that we got away with that we shouldn't have gotten away with. Not saying that they played well, but when you watch the film, every film always says these things are worse than what they are, than what we think is good. So it's time for us to grind out. And I think Schottenheimer understands that, hey, this game is not, if we win by 1 point, win by a field goal,
we'll take it.
He wants just to get out of here with a victory. We just got to get out here with a victory. If we think we're going to go in here and blow this team out, even when we were much better a couple of years ago, it was a struggle. Carolina has some things that can give you problems with their offense. They can run the ball and they have explosive wide receivers. Again, the key to our success as a football team is one thing that's been a problem all this year. If we cannot give up big plays and we can win the big play battle, yes, when y'all talking about winning by 15 or 14 points, yes, because this was the first game last week we won the big play battle. We was on a pace to giving up 6 or 7 explosive plays a game at one time, which is unheard of. You know what I'm saying? So if we can control the big plays, yes, I think we can win this game, what y'all saying. But they got a run game. They're going to play action pass, and they got a couple of wide receivers on that team that are big and physical that can really hurt us. So we have to be able to tackle. I will believe this. They're going to use those big wide receivers to block us And if we're not really out there to go out there and tackle in the secondary, it could be a long game. I'm hoping that we can go and do a solid job of getting out of Carolina with a victory. That's all it is, because you're not going to remember. It's a building block for us. But a second back-to-back road game, going on the road game, going to an upstart team that's a young team that's gaining confidence, getting out there with a victory with this amount of injuries will be just good enough. If it's a field goal, if it's a safety that wins it, fine. Let's get out of Carolina with a victory. That's all I'm with. And it might not look pretty, y'all. We got too many injuries. We got an upstart team that's healthy. We're on the road. The second back-to-back game is you got to have some mental toughness to go in there and gangster your victory on the road this week.
Let me say it. Coach Marv just echoed all. Well, he didn't echo it. He hit it. What I was about to say. I think we're gonna win, but I think it's gonna be real close, y'all. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Carolina don't let the record fool you. They got some weapons over there. Just in case you don't know, Leggett is the truth. I like him. Wide receiver Leggett. We all know about Ted McMillan, who's coming into his own. Bryce Young is a very good quarterback when he's standing. He is a pocket quarterback. He can dice you up. He was the number one pick for a reason when he came out. He's not trash at all. When you don't have an offensive line that can't block for you, and that's what he had starting off. But now they're playing pretty good. And then, of course, the name that was not called is the NFC Offensive Player of the Week, and Mr. Rico Dowd, who had over 200 yards last week. We know Rico. We know he can run it. And obviously, when you get 200 yards, obviously you must got somewhat of a line, which is the Achilles heel of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
The reason why everybody was going to work on us early in the year is because everybody perceived we just gonna throw the rock on these guys. We don't have to run. And so in the process of that, you don't really find out if you really are good against the run because everybody was passing against us. So the Jets did it last week. When you really look at the film, you'll see Mozzie was in the game. We got turned around every trip, getting gashed, linebacker slightly out of position and all that type of stuff. We're going to get tested on the run game this week. So this is one of these games where I say we'll find out for real how good we are against the run. And I think that's going to keep the game close. I think that's going to keep and I believe we're playing the same type of game. We can, offensively beat you with the pass. But I believe it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be a close game, more closer than a lot of people think. I think it's going to be a time of possession game with offensive line play against their defensive line play and vice versa. But I think that we should come out. Coach is absolutely right. Back-to-back road games, that is tough for anybody. I don't care if you're the world champions. It's tough. It's real tough. And God forbid you got 3 games in a row on the road. And some teams do have that. Especially when you start talking about these guys going overseas and playing like they are. That's tough. That's real rough.
And it's going to be raining.
And yeah, exactly. And it's raining.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Rain is in the forecast.
So it is saying it's almost shaping up to be okay. Who's got the best running game? We know we can run it. Carolina can run it. Who can stop it? That's really what the question is. A battle of the trenches, y'all. It's always started. The battle of the trenches. I got confidence in our offensive line. I got confidence that Schottenheimer is going to call the right plays. I think we're going to pull it out. Now, what I want to see in the chat, because y'all quiet on us tonight. Well, y'all really not quiet. Give me your score. Give me your score. I need to see everybody scoring there. Everybody score. Just type it in. Tell me who you got. I know I got some non-Cowboy fans in here. I got some Cowboy fans here. Give me
Where's my
your
man?
score.
Hey, big time.
Yo.
Where's my guy from the Texans? Where he at? I ain't seen him in a while.
We talked about him last week, man.
Talking about Eastside Harold.
Eastside Harold.
Eastside, yeah.
We haven't seen him last year at all, and I'm almost.
Man.
I have
hadn't seen Eastside.
I text him. I didn't get a response back. I'm wondering about.
I hope he's all.
I
he's
just
all right because he's been on every Cowboy show.
Yeah, every
He
Cowboy.
was the first one in the chat on all the content creator show, man.
There it is, Brian Smith.
Yeah, he was on every Cowboy show.
Brian Smith, appreciate you, brother. Brian says 34-13, Dallas. Jules.
Hey, man,
Jules says 31-17. Vloggy says, I'm whatever B-Bird think. He say whatever B-Bird say, that's what he gonna roll with. I don't see him going like that though. I just don't see it.
Listen, man. Carolina is playing much better. And I don't even see the bigger teams blowing a Carolina out like that. You got to understand. 2 games ago, Carolina pitched a shutout in Carolina.
Who did they play last week?
Teams that had a shutout.
They played Miami last week.
And they came back. Listen, they came back to win that game. They were down early and dominated the last 3 quarters of that game.
Yeah.
Listen, this is a tough team. And one thing I say about our Cowboy fans, and this is where I hope we can get as a fan base get this way. We have to humble ourselves and say we have to earn the right every week. When we have this, and that's why I say our voice counts. When we go in and say, it's just Carolina, we'll just blow them out. We're talking like we're Kansas City or a team that plays in the Super Bowl every year. You know what I'm saying? We talking like that, but we're earning our right to be that. So this is a good test for Schottenheimer to get his team, and he has to battle with it. That's why I say coaching the Cowboys, you have to deal with more than just your whole team. You got to deal with the outside people that's giving you that. As Nick Saban used to say, this is rat cheese we're eating when we talk about it's gonna be 34-10 and 35, and we're like, we just gonna walk in there with. We may have how many starters? You seen our injury list, guys, and we're going on the road for a second week with a hurt team, and backup players usually play good the first game, but the second game it drops off a little bit because they are what? They are backups. They build your depth, but they're not guys that you can say over and over and you're going to get consistent play out of them. So we're just trying to get a win, and I guarantee Schottenheimer is saying that to his team and his coaching staff. Let's get out of here with a gangster win. We care how it does. We just have to steal the money and get out the back door, and we get on back to Dallas and say that's how it. Steal the money, get out the back door, and get out of here and say, because nobody's gonna remember this, but this is a character building game. But if we go in there overconfident, we can get ourselves, we can get hurt in Carolina. And I done seen it before. Carolina has not been a great place for us when we go in there overconfident. If we want to talk about history, we know the history on that. When we went down there one time and we said our players were saying we didn't know, our head coach said he didn't know it was a football team in Carolina, and they beat us. And they told our head coach after the game, said, "Do you know where Carolina at now?"
Yeah, exactly.
The great Barry Switzer did that. And in his last game, I think in Dallas, he told me, he said, "I didn't know they had a football team in Carolina."
Yeah.
And when they beat us that game, they asked him, say, "Do you know where Carolina at now?" So let's go in there and hopefully we can get a victory in this thing with all these injuries and get to I think the bye week is after next week, right?
Yes. After Washington.
We got one more game after bye week, right?
After Washington. Yeah.
So
we play this and then we play Washington. So you don't think our players already, this is a major trap game. Back-to-back road games. The second road game after you come off a victory where everybody's praising you. You got a lot of injuries. You waiting on a Carolina team that's sitting at home, that's a young team that's on the up and come, and you going in there knowing you got Washington next week. People, y'all all this 10, 15-point victory thing, y'all better think about the context of this before y'all start saying, oh, we just gonna walk in there and just blow the doors off these guys.
So according to FM
It's
over there,
set up for us not to be
there. FM said we probably gonna be picking cotton, so we do have a following.
Y'all
what's the spread in this game?
Y'all want to shoot him down?
What's the spread in this game?
Yeah, that was an interesting comment. He said we 4 months we're gonna be picking cotton, but yeah, that's the OG content hitting home right there.
Yeah,
so yeah.
Well, let me close it out. Let me close it out. First of all, I got us winning 24-20. I think it's gonna be a tough one.
That's realistic.
Just enough to get it done. Thank you guys. Before I address FM, I'll close it. It's always gonna be one. So I'll address him and do him real nice. Thank you all you guys for tuning in. It's the OG podcast. I'm just putting it up there so y'all. So let me get them off here. I ain't gonna give too much time. Thank you all you guys for tuning in with us. I hope you guys will subscribe to all the channels as we said earlier. The Father and Son podcast with Cowboy Joe and Jules. The chat, it's in the chat. If you go in there and look, just click on and you can do that. The same with B-Bird. His YouTube channel is there. You can click on subscribe to his channel. Jamal Real Talk is there as well. I didn't mention mine because I think everybody kind of knows with me, but if you don't, it's the Big Time Show. You can follow me on YouTube, and it is what it is. Hey, Miss Bria Elementary, don't worry about it. I got them. Don't worry.
Hey, Big Time, that's my daughter, man. She got our back.
Hey, daughter, how you doing? Good to see you. And you're absolutely right. And you know what? I'm gonna let you close it out, Miss Bree. Miss Bree say they hate us because they ain't us.
Yep.
So that's a good way to say, to finish it up.
Yes,
FM, it is a shame that you are obviously scrolling on YouTube and you want to be the internet bully. The internet bully. You want to use your little typing fingers and want to type something as pitiful as that. But that shows your character, and we're going to show a little bit high character. I'm not going to do you here. I'm just going to say God loves you, and for God to love you, you shouldn't be acting like that because that's definitely not His spirit. You understand? If you are like that, you are what you are. I ain't never picked no cotton in my life. I don't know nothing about it. I make almost 6 digits a year. I do pretty good, Doc. I got a podcast. If you're on my channel, I think you are. You're on a monetized channel, so I do pretty good in this little sports content area. So I appreciate.
Tell them like and subscribe.
Yeah, while you at it, you can like and subscribe. I'm gonna block you.
Hit the like button.
Yeah. I appreciate your thing.
He can take Eastside Harold spot.
Yeah, you can do that. My brothers here are very intelligent. Coach Marv is a former football coach, college grad. Cowboy Joe is an executive, a former executive. B-Bird is a brilliant brother who has his own channel and very smart. So I don't know. We too smart to pick cotton. You understand?
Man.
I mean, we done progressed since that. And so I don't know who you talking to. I don't know what you're talking about, but God bless you. And
we ain't going back.
Yeah, well, no. We don't care nothing about what your president say. So, it just I'm just gonna go and tell you that now. So you can take that for whatever way you want it. Listen, FM, you have a great evening, sir. Be careful what you type in next now, because I don't have no problem with blocking you. I should have just blocked you anyway, because I really
I definitely would have.
matter of fact, I ain't gonna do that, because see, all y'all, he might come to y'all channel. I'm gonna block him on mine. So that's the end of that. Ladies and gentlemen, look, we got to get past jankiness like that. And it is what it is. But listen, Carolina, we going down there to what they say, pound, whatever they say. We coming to pound, you know what I'm saying? We coming to knock your head off. It's just that simple. Just so y'all know. Oh Lord. Oh, the wife on here now too. Oh God, B Bird, it's a family affair. Y'all better leave B Bird alone.
They got our back, man.
Yeah, you better leave B Bird alone. Y'all, FM, you done brought the family out, son. You better come. You better get out of here. You better get out this chat before you get shot now. We'll put you down. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, we out of here. Appreciate all you guys. We'll come back next Friday. We'll have something to talk about. We'll talk about the Carolina game, and then we'll be talking about the Washington game. Our old
we're talking about the Carolina win.
You want to talk about the Carolina win? I like that. Carolina win.
Hey, and Carolina win. Big Show, let me say one thing. I want to say something to the Cowboy fans, Cowboy coaches. As I try to end my shows, right? Cowboy coaches, Cowboy players. Get your mind on your work.
There you go.
Get your mind on your work. Yep. Not contracts, not the Twitter, not the who said what. Get your mind on your work. If your mind is on your work, we'll be all right.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Good way to end it. We'll see you on next Friday. Appreciate all you brothers, B-Bird, Cowboy Joe, Coach Marv. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Cowboys OG Podcast. And in the words of the great Morris Day and the Time, ain't nobody bad like us. Yes. We'll holler at y'all.